Hello everyone, myself Sanat Kumar Swai, Assistant Professor at Vedang Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar. I hope you are all doing well. We'll be taking a new class today about the communicative English. Okay. Um, Particularly, we'll be discussing about the communication. Okay. So in today's class, today is the first class. So we'll be trying to understand the importance of communication. Okay, why do you why there is an importance? Why do you think that there is an importance of communication? Do you think that communication is that important? And particularly communication through English. Okay, see, a lot of everybody is communicating. Everybody is communicating through one or the other way. Okay, now everybody are communicating. Without communication, the society will come to a halt. Okay, everything will come to a halt. So communication is extremely important. Okay, it was important, it is important, and it will always remain important. How better we communicate, and if there is a better way of communication, see, a lot of problems which arises these days, it is because lack of proper communication. If there is a lack of communication, then conflict arises. If there is lack of communication, problem arises, issues arises. As because we are unable to understand the person or the fellow before us, just because he is unable to communicate properly, there is a conflict. Okay, so that is why there is a lot of importance of communication. In we'll be talking about English, why that is important. Okay, in this present scenario. Okay, so we'll be going through few slides and we'll see why there is an importance of the communication through English in the present time. Okay. Right. So English is an important language, particularly in today's world, and its importance cannot be overlooked. Okay. Right. So introduction to communication. Okay. What do you mean by communication? Communications means, see, when we are exchanging certain ideas, when we are exchanging certain information, okay, there's an act of exchanging information, exchanging act of ideas, okay, exchanging thought, what we are thinking, okay, our feelings, okay. So our information, various ideas, okay, what we are thinking, our thought process, and our feelings through certain ways and means. And what are those? Those are speaking. So communication can be in a way of speaking. Okay, we can speak and we can communicate, or we can write and we can communicate. There is certain gestures. Okay, gestures, through gestures also we can communicate. Who are going to use this gestures way or signals? The person who are dumb. Okay, sorry, deaf and dumb. Okay, if they are unable to listen, they are unable to hear, or they are unable to speak out, so they use the gesture or they use the signal way of communicating. Okay, so why there is an importance to communication? Why that is important? Why we are putting a lot of emphasis on the communication? Because the effective communication, okay, it is essential in personal, educational, and professional context also. Personal, if there is ineffective communication, then that is going to create a disharmony. For example, husband and wife. If there is miscommunication, that may create a disharmony in the family. Brothers and brothers, brothers and sisters, family, discord. Why? Because there is ineffective communication in the personal setting. Educational. Okay. In case of education, you may be intelligent, you may be able to grasp the topic, but if there is not a better way of communicating, then definitely that is not going to harness the aims and objective as what we are expecting. The expectation levels goes down if there is ineffective communication. And simultaneously in professional context as well. Okay, in various kinds of organizational settings, if you see professional context, if there is a lot of issues, lot of problems, it arises just because there is miscommunication. Okay, so what happens is that in case of the communication, there is a sender. The sender means the person who is communicating. There is a message, what information you are passing on. There is a medium, what kind of medium you are using, whether that is through speaking, that is through writing, that's through gestures, signals, whatever. And there's the receiver, the person who is going to receive it. So there are four ways, four factors are involved in the communication process. Okay. Now, the clarity and effectiveness of communication determines how well the intended message is understood and acted upon. Okay. So, how better way, in what clarity and effectiveness we have communicated that information. Okay. So that intent, whether it is understood properly or it has been acted upon in a better way. You see, if there is a miscommunication, then the action that may not be as per the intended, okay, or that may be misunderstood. See, so why we need to understand English, why we need to communicate, or why we need to emphasize on the English language? So English is the international common tongue. Wherever you go, you will see that people more or less they understand English. So that makes the international mother tongue throughout the world or throughout the globe. Okay. So why is it? Why is it that it has become an international common tongue? Because thing is that it is the most common used foreign language. English is the most common used foreign language. So, for example, a Mexican and a Swedish, okay, they use a person from Mexico, he or she uses his own language, Mexican language. A person from Sweden, he or she use his or her own language. Okay. So what happens? English serves the common language to communicate. So that becomes the international common tongue. Okay. Right. So the importance of communication through English. What is through global relevance? Okay. How English has become global. Okay. See, English is often referred to as global lingua franca. Global lingua franca means lingua means language, and franca means communication between groups of people who speak different languages. Okay. So any language which has been used to communicate between two groups of people of different language, then that is known as global lingua franca, which is often referred to English. Okay. Secondly, it is the predominant language of international businesses, diplomacy, science, technology, and entertainment. Okay. So international business, yes. Diplomacy, United Nations, you will see, yes, the official language is English. Okay. Science and technology, mostly all the books or research has been written in English. And entertainment, Hollywood, for example. Okay. English. Okay. So what happens that proficiency in English opens up various opportunities. Okay. In the international arena, when you are discussing, when you are participating at an international level, then English serves the important way of communication. Okay. Right. Education. If you are talking about education, you see, uh, in most of the countries, English has been taught as a second language, apart from their own mother tongue. Even if there are certain countries, their official language is their mother tongue, like Netherlands or Sweden, but still they teach English as their second language. Why is it? Because you will see that most of the topics like science and engineering syllabus or books and researches are in English. Okay. So definitely English becomes the essential language, particularly in the education sector. Okay. Educational opportunities. Okay. You see, mostly all the researches which are being done in our country or in other foreign countries, you'll see that it is all in English. Okay. It is the programs, English education programs are in English. Okay. So we have to have the proficiency in English. Why? Because if you are not having that proficiency in English, then we will not be able to access a vast array of knowledge. Okay, and educational materials. So to access those array of knowledge and education materials, we have to have the knowledge of English. Okay. Next, many prestigious universities and institutions require a good command of English for admission. So, for example, you want to study in the US or Europe, okay, or Australia or whatever. Okay, so you need to have a good command of English for admission. So what they do, they require, so there are like IELTS, TOEFL. So these are few English testing, okay, um, um, tests. Okay, these are like a few tests through which they determine that you have a good command of English before you are going to, they are giving you admission in the prestigious universities. Even in Harvard and Oxford also, IELTS and TOEFLs are required. Okay. Professional advantage. See, English is the preferred language in the professional arena. Okay. And proficiency in English enhances employability and career advancement. Wherever you go, you will find that definitely English has been opted upon. Okay. While you are engaging with your clients, okay, or your channel partners or your colleagues from different parts of the globe, okay, then you need the help of English because it is the global language. Okay. Next, technological integration. What do you mean by technological integration? Software. Okay. Technology. All the softwares are been coding. The softwares are been coded upon, and it has been done through English language. various kinds of language courses, various kinds of documentation, okay, technical documentation, it is done through English. So if we are not able to understand English properly, or not able to communicate in a proper English, then definitely that is going to be hampered. Okay. Next. So English language, it gives students, okay, um, particularly um, the students who are interested to various kinds of information, or they are interested in the research activities. So it gives an edge. Okay, you can get the required information. You can get if you are doing any kind of research on the particular subject, and then English helps you to access to many kind of academic journals. Okay, because most of the academic journals, they are published in English. Okay, and the students, they need a strong writing skills, a strong reading skills. Okay, so English serves an important prospect in the serves an important role, plays an important role in the giving the students access to informations in various kinds of research activities. Okay. Enhancing skills in today's society. So how we are going to enhance the skills? The first one is listening skill. See, these kinds of skills or tests are been taken in the IELTS exams. Okay. So the first one is listening skill. Okay. So see, listening is a very important part in any kind of effective communication. If we want to communicate properly, we have to listen first. Okay. If listening is a power which very less people possess. How we are going to listen? Because if you are not listening, then you won't be able to communicate in a much better way. Okay. So if you're looking at the Indian scenario, the students, I would say that they should enhance their listening power. They should enhance their listening skills. Okay. How they were going to understand, or how they're going to enhance those skills? By engaging in English language media. And what are those medias? Like news channels, okay, online lectures. There are lakhs of thousands, tens of thousands of English channels, online lectures, okay, on online platforms. And the students who are interested to upgrade their listening skills, they need to engage with these kinds of English language programs. Okay, for example, like listening to BBC News, okay, or TED Talks. There are a lot of TED Talks videos are been uploaded onto YouTube, and the students can regularly get to know or understand these kinds of TED Talks. Okay, or they should listen to this BBC News. Okay, and through this, what happens is that they can understand various accents, okay, and improve their comprehension skills. Okay, so listening skills is also one of the important skill in enhancing the skills. Next is speaking skill. Okay, you need to be fluent while you are speaking in English in any maybe any presentation, maybe any kind of meeting, or in many kind of interviews, any kind of interviews. You have to be fluent. You have to be confident. Okay, you have speak with confidently, speak with fluently. Okay, so what happens? How you are going to upgrade your speaking skills? Okay, by regular practice in classroom discussions. There has to be discussion, GD, group discussion. You need to do a lot of group discussions. Okay, maybe language labs are also there. There are a lot of language labs these days. Okay, or you can also do a lot of public speaking. Okay, while you're doing a lot of public speaking, that also increases your speaking skills. Okay, so you see, there are also certain role playing scenarios and group discussions. Okay, like certain problems are being given to you, certain real life situations are being given to you, and you are going to play the role, or play certain group discussions. So that can enhance your speaking skills. Next is reading skill. Okay, what do you mean by reading skill? When you read something, okay, reading English newspaper, reading English literature, okay, there are certain journals, okay. By reading, you can improve your vocabulary, okay. You can improve your comprehension skills. You can improve your critical thinking skills. The way you can think critically, okay. So, if you're looking at the Indian society, encouraging students to read diverse materials like English newspaper. Child, I'll give you an example. While we were in our school, okay, I remember one such reading skills that every morning we were asked to read few news from the English newspaper on a daily basis. Every day, one or two students, they come up to the dais in the assembly and they read loudly about the news of that particular recent news. So reading skills should be promoted, okay, because through this we will be able to improve, okay, the fluency will be improved, okay. Writing skills. Writing skills is also very important if we are into any kind of academic career or any professional success careers, okay. So if we are into any profession, okay, we need to have those writing skills, okay. Without writing skills, you are not going to we cannot make any presentation, okay. We are unable to any kind of activities requires writing skills, okay. And how we are going to master those skills? By, see, in the school days, what we used to do, we were asked to, there were competitions like essay writings, okay. So through these kinds of competitions, the writing skills were been enhanced, okay. Report drafting, we were asked to, we can in the professional career, you will see that you have to draft certain report before finalizing it, okay. And creative writing, these days you will see the newspapers, agencies, or creative agencies, they require creative writing skills, okay. So in school days there were writing competitions, okay. Maybe for school magazines, here for school magazines or blogs, we used to write a lot during our school days and college days. So writing skills is also one of the important skills in the English communication skills, okay. Making students industry ready. How we are going to make our students industry ready? If we want to make our students industry ready, we have to understand that English communication is a very important skills, and that has to be integrated into our curriculum, post curriculum, okay. Moreover, what we need to do, that we have to conduct workshops and seminars on a regular basis, okay. What kind of based on the recent scenario, it may be in a professional setting, or it may be in a if you are going to make our students understand the impact of English communication skill, then we have to organize the workshop and seminars on a regular basis. Next is internship and projects. Various internship and projects has to be encouraged for the students to undertake, okay. The students should undertake various internship and projects, and that is only going to make the students ready for the industry. Next is soft skills training, okay. Soft skills training means skills like teamwork, skills like leadership, okay. There are a lot of other soft skills are being offered these days, so that has to be properly given to the students, so that they are also, that makes the students industry ready. And apart from that, there has to be mock interviews, okay. If you are going to if the students, they want to appear for any interview, then there has to be certain mock interviews. Okay, so that prepares the students for the real world. So this is also one of the skills we need to make the students industry ready. Okay. So we have come to the end of the slide conclusions. Okay, so communication in English is cannot be ignored in today's world. Okay, because today's world is a globalized world. Okay, today's world is a globalized world, and as because the English is a global language, so it is indispensable. That cannot be indispensable. I mean, we cannot say that it is dispensable. Rather, it is an indispensable in today's globalized world. Okay, and if we are looking at the Indian students particularly, that the students, they should um, not only enhances their listening skills or speaking skills, reading skills and writing skills, but mastering the English language will prepare them for various kinds of international opportunities and also industry ready. That will make them industry ready. Okay, so what we need to do, that we need to integrate the English skills into our course curriculum, into our educational system. Okay, and then only that is going to help the students to make them industry ready, or that can pave them various kinds of opportunities which will be coming into their walk of life. Okay. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of the slide, and I believe today is the first class of the communication English. In the subsequent class, we will be going deep into the communication English and why is it important, how we need to understand and make the communication English in a much better way. I believe today's class was interesting and knowledgeable, and you could have grasped all the basic aspects of communication English. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.